Service operating on all lines and all routes. Customers requiring assistance
Yeah, so the Obsolete Sounds project it has just launched, and that is, I think, the world's biggest collection of obsolete and disappearing sounds. So that really is about highlighting the fact that the sounds of the world are changing now more rapidly than they ever have done before. But because I think sound is quite a poor relation compared to visuals, you know, we live in such a visually dominated culture, sound is often kind of the poor relation. And outside formal archives from things like libraries, it's quite hard to find a way of preserving sounds that are already culturally significant or could become culturally significant. You think about, there were hundreds of years during which the sounds of horses' hooves and bells and blacksmiths and that kind of thing were the defining sound of cities for a very long time. And then the Industrial Revolution came along, that lasted a little bit longer, but now I think you're hearing sounds that come in and maybe they only last for 3 or 4 years before they already start to sound archaic. If you think about the sounds of some social media notifications or ringtones or something like that, or the sound of an electric car or that kind of thing, they're already starting to sound dated after only a few years. So the sounds that are collected, they are all added to the Cities of Memory archive, so they all live on a sound map on citiesofmemory.com, and that covers 110 countries, and there are about 5,000 sounds on there at the moment, contributed by 1,000 artists. So it's already, I think, one of the biggest sound projects in the world. And then recently the British Library have started to add all of the sounds that are going to the collection into their digital archive as well, so that's another really nice way that sounds that are added are actually being preserved for posterity as well. I think there are certain gaps, particularly around Africa, I would say. I think it's quite hard to build connections into field recording and artistic communities in Africa, of which I'm sure there are very many. So it would be great to get recordings from particularly African cities, I would say would be a target of mine. Yeah, I mean, I'm really interested in sound, and I think, you know, the response to the project has been remarkable over the course of the last 5 or so years. And I think what it helps people to do is to listen to the world slightly differently, and to understand the importance of sound, and to understand that actually sound is something that's very close to us every day, and something that should be treasured. And for me, while I keep getting recordings sent to me from North Korea, or, you know, from Bali, or from, you know, from all these places around the world, and while I'm still able to keep connecting people that have recorded sounds on one side of the world with people that are potentially working with them musically on the other side of the world, then for me that's all the reward that this project needs.